Alrighty, that last demonstration, I ran out of light outside, but that was pretty much all, most of what we got going on. I wanted to come in and discuss a few things that happened outside. That second fire that I was making, that I was struggling with, that was due to the dew setting in, temperature dropping down. So the corn husk was getting damp, the wood I had out there was getting damp. But one of the things that saved me, I was meant to bring it up there. These right here. Just charcoal from an old fire. If you're trying to start a fire at a state campground or a county campground and you come across a grill or an old fire, dig these out. These work really good. Once I actually got the char cloth was gone and I was working on the sawdust into it, and the jute had pretty much burned out. 3 of these were glowing down inside there, and I was able to keep them hot enough to get the rest of the fat wood and the kindling wood that I had in there to get that going and actually have the fire take off finally. So these are actually kind of handy to have around. Might want to add those into your kit. Past that, I was going to start talking about some of the little bit more modern. I mean, we've covered the primitive, and I want to brush on modern. Have a lighter, have a backup lighter. When I go traveling, I always have a Zippo that's filled with fresh. Make sure the flint's good. Make sure the wick's good. That's just what I've always carried in my pocket whenever I'm traveling. Have a backup lighter. Not a big deal, but eventually some of those are going to run out, or you'll lose them or they get broke. So it's good to have the easy, but be ready for the hard. Practice for the hard. It just doesn't happen. You actually got to practice and play with this a little bit and to get proficient. The weatherproof matches. I didn't get a chance to actually use those, but these actually have kind of a special coating on them. And there's a cheat if you don't want to buy these. You can take regular stick matches, put them down on the edge of a cardboard sleeve, and dip them in wax or dip them in paraffin. I have several articles out of the Backwoodsman and the Frontiersman magazines. I plan on taking pictures of those, and I was going to post those on the prepping page under fire starting and such. Fire cord. I got some 550 fire cord here, and when you shred it out, this one actually has a fishing string, and if I can get it picked up here, it also comes with this yellow suture string. But more importantly, it comes with this wick. And it's real simple. I mean, just MRE matches. Light it up. And this could be your fire source for quite a while. It doesn't burn very fast. It burns nice and slow. You could use that as your starter into your nest and try to get other stuff going. Or just like I said, if you need to, wire. And this lights up pretty good. So it's got like a waxy film over the top of it. Butane burner. This is a cheat, but I think this is something you should have in your pack, along with a fuel can. If you're in a situation where you're in an area you don't want anybody to know you're there, no smell. Fires are going to give you away with the smoke and the smell of fire, and depending on the necessity of cold or whatever, but cold can't suck. This here, you can actually make yourself a warm meal at night with using dried, freeze-dried meals. If you do happen to fall into cold ice water, use this to get a fire going right away. Go ahead and get it lit up. Use it to start your kindlings or whatever else you got going on. Get a bigger fire built so you can get dried out and warmed up before hypothermia sets in. Also, these are really good like first thing in the morning if you had a cold camp. I have a couple of these. The one I use the most doesn't look new like this, but it works really good for packing instant oatmeal, coffee tea bags. And I also usually carry a Ziploc bag of hot cocoa mix, so I use that in my sweetener and such into my coffee, make it a mocha. This is my little one that I use for my buckskin rendezvous. Packs up nice, carries off all that stuff that I want. Boil up water, have your hot breakfast. And a warm breakfast and a warm meal at night, whether you should have a fire or not, is just good for morale. The caffeine from the coffee helps get you stimulated and going, get you moving. But yeah, also just have this as a cheat and a backup. But I wouldn't use it all the time because eventually that's going to run out. Also, didn't really talk much about the hatches. I don't know what people like for hatches or axes. I'm going to put a plug in for Eastwing. I actually love these things. They have a good steel. They hold an edge. They're easy to sharpen back up. You have a solid head, throat, and handle, full shank. The only way you're going to mess these up if you drive them over with your car or your truck. This is a 3/4 axe. This is a hatchet. They can also hook onto your belts, carry it on a belt loop. Everything, also, the blow tube. You notice on that second fire, I was kind of struggling on the ground. This is actually one thing I keep next to my fireplace. I carry them with my camping and my camper as well. About a 2 foot or so, chuck a copper pipe, crimp the edge. It doesn't weigh a whole lot, but it is something extra if you want to carry it in a pack. But it is handy just along the fire where you don't have to get your head and face right down into the smoke and all the nasty and crawling around on the ground. You notice how my laid out alongside the fire was trying to start one. I had my fat wood in smaller pieces. I had my small shavings off the kindling. I started my bigger pieces. I built the fire. Everything was prepped and ready to go. You want you want everything that you need to progress on your fire ready on hand before you even strike a spark. Have your kits built. You're gonna find different things you can put in them. There's gels that you can shoot in. Use little tubes for and speed ups. I've posted on the prepping page about taking a toothpaste tube, cut the end off, open it up, and wash it out real good, dry it, fill it with Vaseline and sawdust mixture, and then heat seal the end of the tube, and use that for a fire starter. But having yourself ready to go and ready to make a fire in an emergency situation or at any given time is prepping. That's what we do. One thing I want to say, Noah didn't start the ark in the rain. He was doing it when it was dry and planned ahead. Be prepared. Thank you for attending. And again, any questions, post them on the Mavericks chat, and I'll ask them to the best of my ability. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.